Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lesson, you are going to cover these swatches. Anything that we create has the fill and also the stroke. And we already covered how to change the color of the fill and the stroke. But there are many other ways in Illustrator to change the colors. One of them is this color. If you go to the window and enable it over here, you will have this window. And here you need to choose between the stroke and the fill. Right now we have chosen the fill, and just like this we can change the color. And if you want to change the stroke, we need to choose the stroke. So just like this, go to the color. Now you will choose the fill. Don't forget, before changing the color, make sure that you select your object. Now we selected our background, and we can change the color of the fill like we want. And then I'll choose the stroke and we will change the color just like this. If you click on this burger menu, you can show the options. You will have these sliders to play with the color. With these sliders, we can choose any color that we want. And if you go to the options again, to the burger menu, you can change it between CMYK and RGB and all other color profiles. For now, let's keep it at the RGB. And let's move to the swatches. I'm going to select this one, and then I will go to the swatches. The swatches are over here. If you don't have them, go to the window and enable it. Over here we have all of these swatches that we've already saved. You can change their thumbnail to something bigger. I'll keep it at small thumbnails. And then we can save these swatches very easy. For example, anything that you select, for example, this box we selected, click on this plus, and right now you can save this swatch. And it has some of the settings if you want to make it global or change the name or add it to the library. For now, let's keep it like this. It's a normal swatch now. Anything that we want, we can add this color to. For example, I want to change this one to the same color of this box, or change this one. We can easily change it like this. Now let's save a swatch with a global option. I'm going to select this sun or this text, then click on the plus, and this time I'm going to make it global and press OK. Now I want to add this swatch to both of the text and also to the sun. You can differentiate between the normal swatch and also a global swatch with this small triangle in the bottom of the swatch. For both of the text and the sun, you will add this global swatch. And then if you go to this swatch, double click on it and change the color. Then press OK. As you can see, it changed the color for both of them. If you double click again and preview, we can see in real time when we change the color just like this. If a swatch is not global, for example, I'm going to add this swatch which is not global to the text and also to the sun. Now if I select the sun and go over here to the swatch, double click on it, I'll just enable the preview so I can see. As you can see, it will change the color only for the sun but not for the text. So this is the difference between the global swatches and also individual or the normal swatches. Okay, now let me show something else. I'm going to select this text, go and add global swatch. This time I'm going to add it to my library. Press OK, and this color should appear in your library over here. This option will be available only if you have the Adobe account, and you can easily apply these colors just like this. Adobe actually have some libraries of the color palettes and swatches. If you click on this icon, you can see all of these libraries of the swatches and color palettes. Let me make this bigger. You can add these swatches directly to your objects. Just select whatever object you want and select the color that you want. You can also add them to your swatches by just clicking on the folder icon like this. They will be added to your swatches, and you can add as much as you want. And then from here you can add it to your objects. If you go through our library, there are a lot of them. So if you go to the earth tones, foods, for example, fruits, you have all of these color palettes and you can easily add it to your swatches and then use it for yourself. And then if you go to the color palette for the skin tones, now you have all of the skin tones and you can use it when you are working with the characters. Just like the other, you can add it to your swatches or you can add them to your objects directly from the library. And we have a lot more of the color palettes. You can go ahead and check it for yourself. If you want to remove some swatches, just select them. I will select this one, Shift, and then this one. Actually this one. Now we select all of these swatches, click on the trash icon. Just like this, we remove these swatches. Now let's move to the next thing, which is the Adobe color theme. You have this option or this feature only if you have Adobe subscription, Adobe Creative Cloud, and the Adobe account. You can access to this feature. And you should have the latest version of Adobe Illustrator, so you can use this feature inside Adobe Illustrator itself, because before it was used to be only on the website. If you don't see the Adobe color theme, go to the window and then Adobe color theme or color theme itself. Over here we have a lot of color palettes that has been created by people and also by Adobe itself, that you can easily add them to your artworks or to your swatches. For example, if I want one of these, for example, I like this one, I will just click on these three dots and add it to my swatches. Now if I go to the swatches, I have them. And just like this, I can add it to my objects and artworks. I will just quickly add some of this color to my artwork. Okay, let's Ctrl Z, make it like before, and then go to the Adobe color theme again. Now this time we'll go to the create. In this section you can actually create your own color palettes. And by just moving these handles you can create colors. And we have the color roles, by the way. This one is analog. And you can move them just like this, rotate them, and also move them up and down like this to make the color palette that you want. Selecting each of these handles, you have another handle to control the intensity of the color, make it darker and lighter. And then we have the color role. You can change it to the monochromatic and it works just like this. You can move it around to create color palettes that you desire. And then you can come to the slider and change the intensity of it. You can also choose the color from here and change their intensity. Let's choose another color role. Try it this time. And it works like this. Let's go to the another color role. This one is complementary. It shows the opposite colors. And you can rotate it like this and move it up and down to choose the tone of the color. And then you can choose each color and change their intensity as you like. Then we have the compound. With all of these color roles, you actually need to go ahead and experiment it for yourself. Now if you go to the shades, this one will get the shades of one color. And then we have the custom one. You're going to create it for yourself. Just move these handles around and choose any color that you want and create your own palette. Now let's go to the analog again, and I'm going to create a palette. I'll make something very random. And then we are going to add our palette to these swatches. So to add it to the swatches, you have this grid icon. Just click on it and go to the swatches. Now we have all of our color in the swatches and we can add it to our objects and artworks. If I go back to the Adobe color theme, now we have sliders as well. We are working on the wheel, and now we can work with these sliders if you want, but I prefer working with the wheel is better. Something else that we have is My Themes. You can create your own palettes and save it for yourself. So to do that, right now we don't have any of them. To do that, we need to go to the Create, and then create a palette that you want. Let's create something. And now you can save it over here. Click on the Save and choose a place that you want. Now if you go to the themes, you just need to wait for it to load. And now we have our theme over here. If you click on these three dots and view online, now it will take you to the Adobe Color website. It is similar to the color theme, but it has more options actually. Now I'm in my library. If I go to the Create, I can create color palette just like I could in the color theme inside Illustrator. By the way, this option is only available for those who have Adobe Creative Cloud and also Adobe account. So like this, you can create your own palettes just like inside Adobe Illustrator. And we have something else here, it's exact theme. Now if you bring any photo from your computer, for example, I'm going to bring one of the photos inside my computer. Let's choose one of these photos. I'm going to choose this one. And just like this, Adobe will get all of the color palette that has been used inside this photo. You can then save it like this and go to the Adobe Illustrator in your themes. It's called My Theme actually. Just like this, the color palette that we got it from the photo will be loaded inside Illustrator under the color theme. If we go back to the website, you have exact gradient as well. Now, Adobe will use the same color, or the same photo to get the gradient from it. If you go to the color palette, you will have a lot more color palette than you did inside Adobe Illustrator. And you can easily add them to your color theme inside Illustrator. For example, I like this one. I'm going to add it to the library. All you have to do is to click on the Add to the Library, and it should be added to your library. And there are a lot of pages for these color palettes. You can go through them and find something that you like. Now if I go back to my Illustrator, and then if you go to the Explore section, you can see most of the color palettes that we saw on the website. And if you go to the My Themes, now we have all of these color palettes, but if you go to the My Themes, over here we have the color palettes that we just added to our library through the website. They will normally appear under the library and also under My Theme in the Adobe Color theme. If you don't have the Adobe account and Adobe Creative Cloud, you can use this website. It's called colors.co. You just click on Start the Generate, and then press space. Just like this, it will generate color palettes for you. You can also go to the Explore. Over here you have a big gallery of color palettes. You can simply save them to your computer and then use them in Adobe Illustrator. Just export palette and export as ASE. And now if I go to the Adobe Illustrator and then go to the swatches, then library, other library, then I will go to the location that I saved the color palette, which is the desktop. Now I have all of these colors that I got from the website. Just like this, I can add it to my artworks, and I can also add them to my swatches. Now I'm going to undo everything, and I'm going to show you how to save your own color palette inside your computer and later use it in different computers and also use it in other Adobe programs like Adobe Photoshop. Right now, I want to save this library of swatches. I'll just click on this burger menu, and then you are going to save it as ASE and choose a place where you want to save it. I'm going to save it on the desktop. By the way, it doesn't save the patterns and also gradient, it's only flat colors. Now, how to load the palettes that we have saved. It's similar to the other one, just remove this one. I'm going to remove all of these colors. And then go to the library, and then other library, and go to the place that you saved your color palette. And just like this, we've brought all of our colors that you have saved. Now I can just select all of them, shift and click just like this, and move them to your swatches. Just like this, we brought back all of our color palettes. Okay, now we are done with this, but before we finish this lesson, I want to show you something else. I'm going to the color theme, and I will go to the Explore. I'm going to save some of the color palettes. I will add them to the swatches. I'll just choose some random ones that I like. And then after I add them to my swatches, as you can see now they are in my swatches. Now we are going to select everything in our artboard, just like this, select them, and then click on this icon. This tool is called Recolor. It's a very powerful tool. We are going to go through it quickly for this lesson. With one click, you can change everything about your artwork. Let me move it up. I'll just press OK, move it up so we can see better. And then don't forget you have to select everything, and then I will go to this tool which is called Recolor, and I'm going to use another color palette. Just like this, Adobe Illustrator will automatically distribute colors in your artworks, and it will try its best to match the previous colors. And this was all that I wanted to cover about the Recolor. And now something else that I want to show you. I'm going to undo now. Command Z or Control Z, and then I'm going to select everything, and then in the swatches, if I click on this group or folder icon, just like this, I can save all of the colors in my artwork as swatches. Now we can rename the group, and then press OK. Adobe Illustrator saved all of the colors that we used in our artwork. We can also choose this option. This one will make all of the colors global. This means when we change one of them, this color will change on all of the objects that we have added. Sorry, I'll just undo this. For example, we have the same color on the text and also on the sun. If I change this color, let's preview. As you can see, it will change in both of the text and also the sun. And I've already covered this. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed and learned something new. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.